In this tutorial, we're going to be painting juicy kiwi slices in loose, playful watercolour. I'm going to show you how to let those pigments flow and mingle naturally for that fresh, vibrant look. Plus, we're going to keep the composition really simple and stress-free. No overthinking here, so grab your brushes and let's have some fun. My cat has just jumped on the table as I'm about to show you my sketchbook. This is a Hannah Muller 100% cotton sketchbook. I started this because I just needed 30 minutes to paint every day. Otherwise I would be just sat at my computer. I did actually put these already on YouTube, so check out the video. I'll put the description below. It just made me accountable to make sure that I got 30 minutes in daylight hours where I could be mindfully painting. I really think this has made a huge difference in my life at the moment, and I hope to continue with this because it's something that I've been missing for a while. Before we start painting, I just want to point out some major characteristics of a kiwi. As a food illustrator, I work with food brands, supermarkets and also food manufacturers, and you have to make sure that the food that you're illustrating looks as it's supposed to from a distance. So one of the first things that you notice is it's green. It's a lovely bright green, and in the middle it's much paler, sort of a creamy greeny yellow. Obviously the skin is a dark furry brown. Got this at either end, and also the seeds, the black seeds with sort of radiating outwards from the middle section. What I tend to do is do a version of these sort of spread out over the double page. I'm going to start off by mixing a yellow base, so this is lemon yellow. And to that I'm going to add, oh my gosh, my cats are in the other room, they're chasing each other. Forgive me, forgive the cats for this extra noise. Maybe a touch of green gold as well, which I adore. And I'm just going to start here. Make sure I've got lots on the brush. There we go, that's a good start. And immediately I'm just going to pick up just green gold and pop some as a circle just here. I'm pushing down very hard on that brush so that the bristles completely spray out. Do one half, then the other. And you know, this is the basis of it. And this way of working, I do have to be quite fast because of how I want to make the pigments mix on the page. So I'm going to mix up a much darker green. Get those spokes in that I talked about where the seeds sit. So it's a perylene green here, and let's see if this is going to work. It's not, yeah, I think you have to be careful when you sort of add this area that it's not going to spread out because of the timing. I'm going to show you a version here, and I think this is just, it needs to dry just a tiny bit longer, but in the meantime let's get a brown sorted out for the skin. So I've got a burnt sienna and probably some ochre as well, and I'm going to go around this outside here. And this version here, this one is going to spread out some more because that's the one that I just put down now, and the pigments are going to mix. And while I've got this brown colour on my brush, I'm going to create one of the whole kiwis just right up next to it. Oh, by the way, the brush I'm using is a Pro Art. It's a Sable-esque range. That's a lovely colour. I'm not going to fill in that bit. It needs to be, it's very rich at the moment. I just want to tone it down. On this side there is shadow, so I'm going to add the Hooker's brown, sorry, Van Dyke brown, just to this section here, and we've got these tufty bits hanging out just there, and we'll leave that. And so I think next up let's add this type of slice just here, and we'll just carry on like that. I want to keep this kiwi painting nice and loose, so we always lay down that light wash to create that shape, letting the water do most of the work. I do drop in the deeper greens and perhaps a touch of yellow while it's still wet, so the pigments mingle naturally, and that creates that beautiful organic texture. I do have what's called a juicy brush, where I've loaded up my brush with loads of that wash. I don't want to overwork it, because the magic happens when you let those watercolours flow on their own. And also, when it comes to composition, don't overthink it. Just place each kiwi slice next to the last one. It doesn't have to be perfect, and those little imperfections often bring the most charm. Remember, we're just trying to capture the essence of the fruit, not every tiny detail. So enjoy that process. I think this is a good place to just pause for a little while and assess some of the values that have been achieved on this page. I do think I need to sort of boost the contrast on the skin of the kiwi. I need to go in with a lot darker pigment in sort of areas like that, just to emphasize how the roundness of it really. And also we do have to deal with the seeds. If I bring this here, I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to introduce the dagger brush. This is by Pro Art again, and it means that the very tip I can just introduce tiny little seeds like that. That's the plan anyway. So during my painting session, I thought it would be good if I could just stick on that label, make it look like an actual kiwi. I'm just going to mix up some more of the Van Dyke brown with the burnt sienna and just boost certain areas, and that will just give a little bit more dimensionality. Not too much, because I don't want to overwork the skin of the kiwi, then it will just become too prominent. But I think just a little bit here and there, it is just what we're going to seek out. That's better already. There's not too much to say about the seeds. It's really just a case of dabbing the very tip of my sword brush into the Van Dyke brown and placing it in sort of an oval or circular type formation, but keeping it super light. Something I thought of just doing, since I've still got the dagger brush in my hand, is adding a suggestion of the furriness of the skin of this kiwi. I'm not going to go overboard, it's just a suggestion where I'm literally just tapping my dagger brush on that area there. I think that's just enough information for the brain to work out what the heck's going on. If you want to know more about loose watercolours, I've got many classes. Please check out the link in the description. We have the finished double page spread. I'm really pleased with how this came out. There's a lot of variety of greens happening here. Quite a lot of value contrast, which I really like to see in my watercolours. And you can see where I've added the darker greens, they've diffused out, and it's created that effect for the seeds to sit in. The dagger brush really helps to give those beautiful fine lines, but still expressive. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this loose watercolour tutorial. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what fruit you'd like me to paint next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. See you next time.